proceedings under the quorum call be dispensed with.
Without objection.
Madam President, seeing no one seeking the floor at the moment, I would like to rise today to thank my valued colleague and dear friend, Rob Portman, for his outstanding contributions to our nation. Rob's 12 years in the Senate tell only a part of the story of his remarkable record of public service that extends 3 decades. Under President George H.W. Bush, he served as Legislative Affairs Director and Associate White House Counsel. He was then elected to the House of Representatives 7 times from Ohio's 2nd District. In 2005, Rob left Congress to serve in the administration of President George W. Bush, first as U.S. Trade Representative and later as Director of the Office of Management and Budget. In each of these roles, Rob established a well-deserved reputation as a problem solver focused on practical results rather than political advantage. He is a leader who treats his colleagues with respect, and he has the highest regard for the constituents he serves. In the Senate, Rob continued to advance many of the issues that he championed in the House. These included ending sex trafficking through the internet, pushing for fair trade policies that support U.S. manufacturers, improving workforce development programs, protecting our national parks, and promoting energy conservation. Rob Portman has been a remarkably successful legislator. During his Senate tenure, he has introduced more than 240 bills, including 200 bipartisan measures. Under Democratic and Republican presidents, more than 150 of his legislative proposals have been signed into law. One of those laws is transforming the lives of those who are struggling with addiction. The Comprehensive Addiction and Recovery Act, enacted in 2016, has significantly increased medication-assisted treatment for opioid use and was a monumental leap forward in our ongoing work to boost resources to address this public health crisis and bring hope, recovery, and healing to individuals and communities that have been devastated by the opioid epidemic. Rob has also led bipartisan efforts for decades to pass historic reforms to strengthen the private retirement system to ensure that Americans have the resources that they need to save for retirement. His efforts have helped retirement savings to increase from $11.3 trillion in 2001 to $29.1 trillion in 2022, and he continues that effort, knowing that we still have a troubling gap in the amount of money that people will need for a comfortable retirement versus what they have saved. I am proud to have partnered with Rob on many of these initiatives. One in particular that stands out in my memory is our work together to develop and pass the Bipartisan Infrastructure and Investment and Jobs Act. We were among a group of 10 senators, 5 Republicans and 5 Democrats, who were resolved to break through the partisan gridlock and deliver this long overdue victory to the American people. After months of working night and day, our bipartisan negotiations resulted in a truly transformational package for our country that is the most significant investment in infrastructure since the establishment of the interstate highway system in the 1950s. We would not have been successful without Rob's leadership. On top of his many legislative accomplishments, Rob has always backed a strong national defense and has been an outspoken champion for freedom around the world. For the past 2 years, he's been a leading voice in supporting the people of Ukraine against the unprovoked and brutal Russian invasion that began 300 days ago. Rob is also a champion of democracy and liberty here at home. He's a strong ally, has been a strong ally in our bipartisan work on the bill I just discussed, and that is the modernization and reform of the Electoral Count Act of 1887. He is also an original co-sponsor of the Respect for Marriage Act that has enshrined marriage equality for the purposes of federal law and provides additional legal protections to ensure religious liberty as well. When Rob announced that he would not seek re-election, he said this: "We live in an increasingly polarized country where members of both parties are being pushed further to the left and further to the right. And that means too few people are actively looking to find common ground. This is not a new phenomenon, of course, but a problem that has gotten worse over the past few decades." I would say to my friend and my colleague, Rob, that one of his most enduring legacies will be the example he has set of bringing our country together, of bringing the members of this body together to address the many challenges we face. It has been an honor to serve with my friend Rob Portman, and I look forward to the many contributions he will continue to make in this next chapter of his life. I wish him, his wife Jane, and all of their wonderful family all the best in the years to come. Thank you, Madam President.